Good morning everybody and welcome to another shoutcast, this time yet again of the ESL 1 at New York Super Week tournament. That is still interesting name. Interesting. We shall call it interesting. You know, special. It is a special name. Anyway, should probably rename the tournament. Let's get into the game, shall we? So this is a match between XctN and Fntc. As I mentioned the last time I did one of these, there currently aren't that many tournaments going on, but this one is, so I'm just kind of picking the best games that are available out of this tournament. And this one seemed somewhat interesting, although the hero variety isn't quite there, if I'm completely honest. But you know, you gotta accept something, right? Gotta deal with something, gotta put up with a certain level of nonsense if you want to see a game right now. And I do want to see some games. So let's take a look at the drafts and shit like that. So we have bans. You know, the first round of bans is pretty obvious, pretty common. Tusk, Bounty Hunter, the Shrug and Quap. Nothing too exciting there. First round of picks, yeah, same thing really. Gyrocopter, Earthshaker, Clockwork and Lena. Nothing crazy there. And then the second round of bans we had Rubik, kind of interesting. Winter Wyvern, nothing special. Bloodseeker and Barafoom. Still, I wouldn't say any of this is in any way crazy. Now, we did see the TA come out after the Lena was picked. Commonly, you see the Lena in the mid lane. Though TA does really well against the Lena, right? TA, I would argue, beats a Lena. And that's a difficult thing to do. There aren't a lot of heroes that can even go up against a Lena. And there are only really two where I can see them like straight up beating them. And those two are TA and the Shrug. And as you can see, we have the TA this time around. So it's gonna be interesting to see how that plays out. Or maybe Fntc, because I know that a lot of these Eastern teams, like this is a Southeast Asian team, it's not... I think they actually... Well, no, saying they're Malaysian would be wrong, because even though I believe the old Fntc was mostly Malaysian, they do now have Black, who is German. So, that's a bit tricky. But point being, a lot of the Eastern teams, they like Lena as a support. They really like playing her as a support, and they tend to get a lot of mileage out of that. So, you know, we're gonna see about that, right? And on the other side, well... What is the Dire missing here? What is XctN still missing? We've got Gyrocopter, Earthshaker, TA, Ancient Apparition, so they're probably looking at another support. I would expect the Earthshaker to go off lane, Gyrocopter safe, TA mid, and then, you know, something like, I don't know, Dazzle is already picked, like maybe a Lion or something, something along those lines, right? For Fntc, we have Clockwork, Lena, Dazzle, and Anti-Mage. It really depends on if they think the Lena can beat the TA, in which case I would put the Lena mid. But it seems they disagree with that. They think it's going to be too difficult. It's not worth the risk. Let's just take a Storm Spirit, who is an all-around really solid hero. And he tends to do well. Storm Spirit is just good, right? Storm Spirit is great, fantastic hero, does okay against the TA, right? It's not, I would say that's an even matchup, right? I wouldn't say that's necessarily in favor of TA or of Storm. That is something that really comes down to the kind of support they get, like, and how the individual players play them. I would put that as an even matchup. Of course, I think Storm is much better in the late game, and it seems that Fnatic's kind of looking at more of a late game situation, but we're gonna see about that, right? That's gonna be something we get to know and that we learn as we go into the game. Last bans were Ember Spirit and Brood Mother. Oh yeah, nothing too crazy there. So Ember Spirit kind of tells me that XctN also thought they were not gonna put the Lena in the mid, and they wanted to take out a hero that does reasonably well against the TA and is overall kind of scary. I personally wouldn't have picked Ember, honestly. I think that Storm Spirit is actually just a better pick than... Oh, sorry. Playing with a key, because I always need to do something with my hands. But yeah, I don't know. I think that Storm Spirit is a better pick than Ember anyway. But then again, I don't fucking know anything. So yeah, you know, you can never really tell with me, because I don't know what I'm talking about. So it's gonna be that Lion. So I actually had that one right. Well then, let's get into it, shall we? Let's get into it. Gonna be interesting to see how this one plays out. So as per lanes, I would expect the TA and Stormsword to kind of have a one-on-one mid. You know, occasionally getting supported, of course. Earthshaker at the bottom and Anti-Mage also at the bottom. So Earthshaker offlane. Earthshaker offlane can't really do much against Anti-Mage, even with just Mon support, even solo maybe. So it might be the case that Fnatic gets a lot more free time with the supports, and Stormsword is gonna get... Maybe the Dazzle is gonna chill a lot in the mid. I don't expect the Lina to chill mid, because that doesn't make a lot of sense. She'll likely end up stacking. Maybe going for some ganks here and there, right? But if you're gonna pick a Storm, so the Lina doesn't have to go mid, you're not gonna put the Lina as the support in the mid now. That's kind of weird, right? Okay. So Lina TPing immediately. Look at this. Oh, this is actually so cool. Both Earthshaker and Lina TP'd into the lane, and they're both looking to, well, I guess Earthshaker is looking to put down his ward, so he can block the camp, while Lina is trying to do the exact opposite. She's trying to stop him from putting down the ward. And it seems that actually worked out for her. Earthshaker is gonna fall back, and, well, he didn't get much out of that. That's unfortunate for him. I don't know if he had to use his tango right there. The thing is, he had the mango, right? And it's like 50 seconds until the game even starts. I feel like he could have regenerated all of his HP without having to use the tango. God damn it, dude. I don't know. I'm just saying. He doesn't need to be at full HP right now because nobody's coming to hit him. I'm just saying. Oh well. He wouldn't be at full in the lane, maybe. Whatever. I think that's just... I'm just getting too stuck up on these tiny things. But I really care about these details. I think those are really cool. So, you know. Anyway. So, Fnatic is going to give up the top rune. It seems that Nando on the TA is going to be taking that. Meantime, Mushi from Fnatic will pick up the bottom rune. Let's go and take a quick look at who's playing who. We have DJ on the Clockwork, we have Ohio on the Dazzle, Mushi on the Storm, as we already pointed out, Net on the Lina, and unsurprisingly Black on the Anti-Mage. On the other side, we have Nando on the TA, Fox, I suppose, or it could be FOXX, I don't know. But Fox, I'll just call him Fox on the Lion. We have, I don't know how to say that, Lumic? Loimic? Whatever. That guy on Ancient Apparition. Burden on the Gyrocopter. Primo on Earthshaker. And that's it. That's actually the 5 heroes. Okay, fantastic. So, well, it seems the Lion is actually chilling mid as well. So it's going to be a 2-on-2 mid lane. That's interesting. So I think this mostly comes from the fact that Anti-Mage is fine at the bottom. Right? The thing is, this is kind of interesting. I feel like Anti-Mage is gonna beat an Earthshaker in a one-on-one. Right? It seems like Anti-Mage would just win that, right? Now, that puts the Dire into a weird spot though. Because their offlane gets beaten by the enemy solo safe lane. By their, honestly, hard carry. So, what do? Right? Because now these supports are they're just free, right? Net gets to do whatever the hell he wants to do. He's just going to be stacking and pulling and all of that. The Dazzle chills mid, and Dazzle is going to help beat up the TA. Now, TA gets a lot of her power from refraction, right? From the fact that she doesn't really take damage when you harass her, and she just turns around and hits you a few times, and you can't really deal with it. But the thing is, refraction becomes significantly less effective the more heroes you have around, right? Because like if you have 5 heroes around, everybody just needs to hit her once, all of a sudden all of the refraction charges are gone. And then she doesn't have that anymore. So having that Dazzle in the mid really puts it puts a bit of a decent amount of pressure on her tier. Lina gonna take some damage here. Seems she's gonna be fine. What's going on here? Because wait, Mushi's really low. Can she get him? Oh, she got him. Okay. Sweet. Sweet. I don't know. It just seemed... Look, down here, that was fine. That was just over. But in the mid, there were like these 2 heroes going in deep. And it's mostly like, you can tell, right? Like, if the TA is this far up front, something is fishy. And now I missed a kill in the Ancient Apparition. Great. Well, I assume that one wasn't too interesting. It was just Clockwork running in, using the battery assault. I mean, come on, it's clockwork. As an ancient apparition, you gotta be careful there. You just can't get caught. If you get caught, you're dead. Okay. Anyway. So, yeah. Well, that's actually pretty bad. It's gonna put Mushi quite a bit behind. Storm Spirit is decent at catching up. Definitely is, but it's still tricky, right? Like, you want to be ahead if at all possible. Primo is in the mid now. Just, you know, kind of harassing a bunch. Gonna get stunned up. Lion even coming in with the slow. Wow, that's interesting. Net trying to block him in. And Primo. He's juking. He's gonna be trying to cut through some trees. Oh, look at that! He gets out. Oh, that's really cool. Wait, can we take another look at that? Let's take another look at that. I'm sorry, I just want to jump back really quick. Okay, let's go into Radiant Vision. This is Radiant Vision. Look at this. They see him really quick away, and then they lose him. Oh, that's so cool! That was a really nice juke. That worked out great for him. A lesser player would have died right there. And by a lesser player, I mean somebody that's even just slightly worse. Just tiny bit. I wouldn't have gotten out. No way. No way. Right? But, like, that's crazy, though. That's really well done. Okay, then. Mushi, by the way. Ah, god damn it. Man, I should pay attention to this top lane. What happened here? Okay. So there's DJ. Just kind of running in. That's a bit risky, isn't it? I mean, that's a gyrocopter, and he's gonna die. Well, you know what? I actually feel kind. He even used his health potion, didn't? God damn it! Man, that was silly. That shouldn't happen. Okay, but as I was saying, I wanted to talk about like Mushi's skill build. I think it's a bit interesting. These days, you don't see a lot of the electric vortex early on. People prefer just going for the farming build, which is Static Remnant and Overload. You know, maximize the AoE and then stack up the jungle and just clean through that really quickly. It's really effective. Storm is actually fantastic at clearing out jungle camps. So you can get a lot of value out of that. It's interesting that he wouldn't go for it, right? I think especially considering that he died, he should be trying to get as much farm as he can. I mean, that's the thing he's going for anyway, right? But like that should be like his main attention now, since he can't really win the lane anymore, right? Like, this is over. You lost the lane. It's fine though, right? Like, what you do now is you say, okay, you know what? Let's make sure I don't lose it too hard from this point on, right? I'm gonna lose it, yes, but let's just say, okay, you know what? I'm gonna be behind. That's okay. Let's just make sure that I'm not too far behind, and then you set up a situation from which you can catch up. So you stack up the jungle as they're kind of doing over here, right? And then you farm that. But going for the electric vortex, I feel, is not really going to help him in that regard. It's not that big of a deal, but it's just something that I think is interesting, right? Like, it shows that he has a little bit of a different mentality. Like, he's still... It seems to me like he's still of the mindset that, no, man, I'm going to get her. I'll get her back for that. Like, this lane is not over. Well, somebody that's... I don't want to say more realistic, but more humble would just accept that the lane is over, right? And, you know, try to settle it in some sort of other way. Oh well, meantime, Black just farming at the bottom, currently sitting at 41 last hits. I assume that's a perfect score. That's probably a perfect score, right? And he'll just continue doing his thing, honestly. Like, that's the thing. This is kind of just easy mode for him, and he is literally playing a PvE game. There's nobody interrupting him. Earthshaker's not even in the lane. Yeah, that's the thing. I talked about this before, but Earthshaker's not the kind of hero that you pick because he's a great offlaner. Because he's not. Earthshaker's not a great offlaner. He just doesn't have what it takes to do so. All he has is the ability to survive to a certain amount, to get himself some levels and some experience. But mostly you pick Earthshaker because you want an Earthshaker on your team, because Earthshaker is fucking amazing, right? Earthshaker is an incredible hero, and you do want Earthshaker. I don't think you can stack that. I'm sorry, buddy, that seems a bit too large. Pretty close, but no. I like the dream though. Very optimistic. He's just gonna start working on this. It's tricky. I mean, it doesn't really have, I don't think, what it takes. It's kind of a little... It's a little early for a stack this big, right? But seems he isn't slowing down. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I don't know if this is even worth it. Let me be honest with you. Like, I think he should maybe just sit in a lane. Well, I guess he got a little bit out of it. And the upside of doing it right now, right, is you get to stack it up again. Well, you don't get to stack it up again if you don't do it. I don't know. I think that's a bit weird. I gotta admit, Mushi's making some weird plays right now. And the reason I'm pointing these out, right, is because I don't fully understand what it is that he's doing. And Mushi is an amazing player. I think at TI3, he was like universally accepted as the MVP of the entire tournament. He was insane. And he's still very, very good, right? So to see him do some of these weird, silly things it's just odd. It's just odd. Well, Nano getting caught out by DJ. Does he have invisibility? No, he skipped it. So he does have some fighting potential here. Gotta get pushed back though. Yeah, it's so difficult to go up against the Clockwork in that regard. You just can't really do it. Oh, we got Mushi jumping in, gets hexed immediately, and that's gonna be the end of that. Well, Black in the meantime just pushing down the bottom. Yeah, you know, I don't expect anything crazy from him, honestly. There's no reason to go for anything other than the usual build, right? So you just go for Battle Fury and Vladimir's and maybe BKB. This is probably a BKB game, so I wouldn't be too surprised to see that. But overall, I don't expect to see anything crazy from him. Right, Anti-Mage is not the kind of hero where you do crazy things. Anti-Mage honestly kind of does the exact same game plan every match, right? Like, he has the exact same strategy, and just because it's good, just because it works, right? We got a little bit of a gank setup coming up. I don't think they can do it. No, that's completely out of range. Just Void is pretty... Not Void, Anti-Mage is actually pretty tanky. And you only have magic? I don't know, I don't see this happening. Oh, the hookshot though. The catch primo. Black can't get in. DJ not opening up an avenue for him to get that kill. That was a bit silly. Okay, so... Please don't take this as me saying... Oh, wow, that was so close. Please don't take this as me saying that these players are bad. These players are fantastic, all of them, right? But let me just take a look at that last encounter again, right? Do you see this? A hookshot comes in. It takes one attack from the clock to open up here or open up here. Which makes the kill much easier and much more guaranteed. You're not gonna be stuck up here, and you're not gonna have to TP back afterwards because you feel you're gonna get ice blasted. And honestly, if that had hit, that Clockwork is dead, right? That's just a dead Clockwork. So I think that's a bit silly, right? Like, that seems like a little mistake that shouldn't happen, because it's so easy to avoid. You just attack that, and then Anti-Mage gets to come in and clean up that kill for you. I don't know. And best case scenario, you give the kill to Anti-Mage anyway, right? Because, I mean, as Anti-Mage, you want to give the kill to the Anti-Mage, right? Well, this tower is gonna get denied. 1 HP? No. Kind of waiting for Black to turn Super Saiyan and jump in and just be like, oh, this is mine, let's go! That's what I would have done. And I wouldn't have done that. I gotta admit, I play really boring. I just play super safe all the time. Actually kind of similar to what he did. It's just like, oh, there's somebody TPing in that can't hurt me in any way, and I could easily secure the tower kill. Now let's just get out. I don't know, you never know, right? Maybe the gyrocopter's coming. You know, talking about the gyrocopter. He's of course up there in terms of last hits as well. Got himself his Ring of Aquila and Helm of the Dominator already. So that's pretty good. I mean, obviously, right? Oh, Anti-Mage actually gonna get stunned up. Oh no, Primo misses it. They still have a second stun coming out, but the blink, not gonna be in time. Yeah, that's the power of a Templar Assassin. You see that? Huge amount of damage. Ice Blast. That's adorable. But overall, I feel like Execrate. What are they called again? Whatever. The Dire is actually. Wait, does it? No. XctN. I don't know what XctN actually stands for. I forgot. Sorry. I haven't heard of the team before. Oh, hookshot. Well, they're gonna get the gyro. Clockwork might die. Clockwork is dead. Yeah. Oh my god. That was so close. Holy shit. I can't believe he survived that. Okay, Clockwork is not dead, surprisingly. In the meantime, we get a kill on the Storm in the mid. Yeah, this is the power of a Lion, right? Like, he just comes into the lane, has that instant disable, right? Lines it up with another disable. And it's just too much, right? It's just, you get locked down for so long, you die. It's really that simple, right? You can't escape it. You just can't get out of it. It's tough. TA, by the way, going for Yasha. I wonder if that what that's gonna end up being. I mean, Manta style does make a bit of sense. I don't know. It's ancient Yasha. Usually you just see a Desolator on TA. So, okay, wait. I suspect it's a ancient Yasha. And then build that into Desolator, Blink. Actually, no. If you're going for Senshin Yasha, do you still get Blink? That's just unusual, right? Like, I don't think it's bad necessarily. And actually, honestly, Matastar on TA is very good if that's what she's going for. But it's gonna be interesting to see. Gives her a lot of power right now, though, right? Like the Yasha honestly is kind of the same as a Blink Dagger, just because you're faster than everybody, right? Doesn't really make much of a difference. And adds some good damage. Like she's pretty strong at the moment, and she's making good use of it. Meantime, Anti-Mage, he's closing in on his Battle Fury. He isn't quite there yet. Not quite, but getting really, really close. TP top though, and oh, they want the Gyro Cup. The hookshot misses. Oh no, that might be the end of it. Nope, Mushi is hasted. He's not giving up on this. Jumps in. Finds the AA. Gets him. Yes, there we go. Right away. Mushi gonna be frozen up there. Stunned. Doesn't really do much. And the rest of the team is also around. Do they get burdened? Yes. Anti-Mage ultimate gonna interrupt that TP. And I suspect that's also gonna be a tower for Fnatic. Yeah, they're starting to group up a little. TPs into the mid, actually. Mushi is still around. He does want the TA, but he's out of mana as well, which makes it tough. Oh, they find Fox. He's slowed up. The body block coming up. Ohio trying his best, and they're gonna get him. So that's 2 kills. I mean, Lion is not too important, but that's still pretty decent, right? Still a rather big investment, right? Like, you used a lot of TPs for that. Nonetheless, Black, he now has his Battle Fury. I don't know if he's actually going for Vladimir's. I mean, I think Vladimir's is pretty good, right? Like, Vladimir's, I see as kind of a core item for Anti-Mage. I don't know. It's got the Battle Fury at the very least. So that's pretty solid, right? Gonna speed up his farming by a ton. Overall, net worth, he is up there, but he can't quite keep up with the TA. TA is sitting at an even amount of last hits, right? Like, she's keeping up with the Anti-Mage, but she also has 3 kills and hasn't died yet. So finishing up that Desolator, she hurts. Oh my god, that TA is scary as all hell. And they're gonna look to make use of this, right? Not only does she hurt a lot through pure regular right click, but she also got the refraction and 3 points into meld. Man, this is a scary hero. Down goes that Dazzle, and well, they're gonna be looking at Roshan. He's falling, sitting at -5 armor. Shouldn't be much of a problem. And no, it is not. Nando goes in, and I don't think that Fnatic actually has any way of defending against this, or trying to deny it in any sort of way. No, they're just gonna have to wait this one out. They just have to accept. Actually, Muji comes in. Oh, he steals it. He steals the edges. Down he goes. Fnatic has DJ in the pit. He's gonna try to TP out. Mushi gets popped by Nando before he gets to do anything. Black in the meantime cleans out Gyrocopter, the Ancient Apparition. So far that definitely worked out for Fnatic. Wow. But you have to keep one thing about that in mind. If Mushi jumps in right there and he doesn't get the edges, that's a disaster. That's horrendous because he immediately died, right? You can't have that scenario. Like what they went in for right there was an all-in, right? They said, no, Mushi's gonna jump in and he's gonna get the edges 100% of the time. And that's what they needed. And they got it. So that's pretty good, right? Like denying the edges is huge, of course. And they got 2 kills as well. And I think both were on the anti-mage. So he's looking fine. And Black is actually going for the Vladimirs. So I'm quite glad to see that. I think Vladimirs is very good. You know, it's just I don't know, Lifesteal and anti-mage is just so nice to have, right? The hero doesn't natively have it, and he has no other way of buying it. And on top of that, having a Vladimirs is just so nice, right? It's so helpful for your team. You can't just drop it later. It's not that big of an investment anyway. So, oh, by the way, kind of lost ourselves a little clockwork. Poor little fella. Can't really do much about that. Blink Dagger now on the line. Ancient Apparition. Yeah, he won't get much this game. Blink Dagger also on the Earthshaker. TA, of course, we saw the Desolator. So I wonder what she's gonna... Oh, Blink Dagger. Okay. So that's 3 Blink Daggers coming online. Gyrocopter working on his Ancient Yasha. Getting very close. He needs 500 more gold. Unless he has something on the courier. No. So we got 500 more gold for the Gyrocopter. And I think at that point, maybe the Dire might be looking for some fights. Right? Like, they can. They are looking great, honestly. They are looking really, really good. So they might be looking to, you know, take further outer towers. Because they are actually behind on towers, which is a little weird to think about. Because it does feel like they're ahead by a lot, right? And, oh, well, it's actually not that much. I cannot press F6. F7, I'm sorry. F7 doesn't work. My keyboard has been dying. I don't know what's going on with it. Gotta be honest with you. But F7 doesn't work. Sorry. Can't bring up experience difference, but that's fine, I guess. Who needs F7 anyway? I don't need F7. Oh, there it is! I got F7. Okay, good. It's working now. Fantastic. Sweet. You just gotta spam F7 enough. Eventually it's gonna work out fine. Oh, man. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with my keyboard. It's being a little weird at the moment. It's new, too. Oh, it's just... I mean, come on. I just bought this shit and it's already falling apart. And the silly thing is, it's the same keyboard I had before I bought it. Right? Before I bought the new one. It's the exact same one. And the one that I had before, that one still works. But it has worked for like, I don't know, 10 years at this point. And I felt like it was filled with too much pizza. Honestly, it was just disgusting. So I wanted a new one. I'm not even gonna lie about it. Not even gonna lie about it. Oh well. So Mushi, he's closing in on that Orchid. Not sure how much I like the Orchid actually. Well, I guess nobody has a BKB yet. We're gonna see it come out from the Gyrocopter soon. But I don't know. Like, Gyrocopter's next item here is BKB. Like, that's just a natural progression, right? It just makes sense for him to get that next. So, I don't know, man. I don't know if getting Orchid is that great against that. Because TA is also gonna get a BKB. It's gonna be tricky, right? I feel like he needs some more HP. Oh, Ohio! Look at him! Getting blown up. They're gonna take DJ instead. Shadowgrave keeping the Dazzler alive for a little bit. That's actually the end of it. Man! Fnatic is actually losing this game. I can't believe it. that's actually really cool to see, because I know of Fnatic, right? And we know these players. We know Mushi and we know Black. And we know these guys. But I don't know who Nando is. But he's doing great, right? No longer #1 in net worth, but that's difficult against Anti-Mage, right? Oh, by the way, BKB next, yep. But he's up there. And that's crazy to me, right? That's really exciting to see. You don't get to see a lot of upsets in Dota. Like, there are games... Well, actually, no, Dota's not that. Like, there are a lot of people that play Dota. So you do see some upsets every once in a while, right? Like, eHome beat Secret. Nobody expected that. So I guess, yeah, no, that's actually wrong. I'll take that back. There's a decent amount of upsets in Dota. Okay. Well, the bottom tower is gonna fall, and as I suspected, the Dire now looking to take some buildings, take some objectives. Seems like a decent idea. Anti-Mage, while pushing top, takes down Ancient Apparition. Net, hiding at the bottom. Yeah, there's not much that's gonna come from that. And well, so I wonder how this is gonna go, right? I imagine... Oh man, that's just mean. But I imagine that the Dire knows that the pressure's on them to make something happen, right? Oh, look at that. We got the Charles. Yeah. Yeah, Charles, you go. But yeah, the pressure's on them to make something happen. The supports keep dying left and right. That doesn't matter, right? That's just not interesting. But what's interesting is seeing who can really actually like make a big push happen, right? Like who can take some objectives. And late game is not gonna go into their favor. I don't think that XctN is gonna do great once Black becomes even more powerful. He keeps killing the Ancient Apparition, man. That's just mean, and it's just gonna stay mean, and it's gonna continue being mean. You're not gonna get him, don't even bother. But yeah, Black is gonna continue growing and growing and growing, and he's just anti-mage, man. That's just how that hero works. You can't expect him to not continue growing. So what you gotta do is you gotta say, okay, can we fight anti-mage late game? Maybe, probably, no. I mean, it's possible, definitely, but it's not that likely, just because anti-mage is ridiculous. Oh, the hook shot! He gets Fox. Not much of a follow-up, though. But the power cogs keeping him away. Fox blows himself up with the finger storm, now jumps in on Primo. Silences him, a few attacks, and down he goes. Lina catches Nando, and Black comes in. Laguna Blade cleans up the TA. That's a 3-4-1. And TA is one of those ones. Oh, wait, one of those 3. Shit. Damn it, I did that so well. That was good until I fucked it up. Oh well. But, you know, Black is just... it's just so scary. And I feel so bad for them too. Because they did play it really well, but that last fight did not help them out, and they gave Anti-Mage a lot of time, and now I can't press F7 again. Come on, there we go. But now it's just kind of not looking that great anymore, right? And it's just gonna stay this way. It's not gonna swing back in your favor unless you go for some big plays, right? Unless you force something. But on the upside, BKB done on the TA. BKB almost done on the gyrocopter. Once we have those 2 items, they're gonna push, right? Like, once these items are online, the Dire is not gonna hold back. And Fnatic needs to deal with that, right? Because there's a lot of pressure coming out. And, gyrocopter hasn't done a lot this game. He just hasn't, right? Gyrocopter is mostly chilled up at the top. Farmed up a little, and not been involved in a lot, and oh my god, Primo goes down again. Fox trying to maybe catch somebody, but just is nothing he can do. But yeah, Gyrocopter might be the trump card that they need, right? Gyrocopter might be it. But right now, Black is chilling at the top, keeps farming, and he keeps pushing your lane, and he's like a more powerful, more annoying, more anti-magey broodmother, which is like one of the worst things I could possibly imagine. So, man, it's just not looking good. It's level 19 already. Look at his net worth. I remember a time where the tier was actually ahead of him. But at this point, it's just... She can't keep up, man. Like, that's anti-mage for you. Like, his last hits are gonna grow and grow and grow. And he now got himself a basher right on top of the Manta Star. It's not looking great. Roshan is up, though. So that seems like a play, right? That seems like a strategy. That seems like a plan. Something that you can do and then hopefully get some value out of. But they don't want to commit to it. Nah, that's... Nah, man, you gotta do something. You just gotta go for it.
The Dire might want to mine their top tower.
Man. This is not great. Also look at... I think I got a bit of an animation bug going on here. Oh, man. Replays, yay. Nah, but there we go. That's something, right? That's a start. Something along the lines of what they need. Smoke coming out. You know, maybe they can actually get a kill. Maybe they take down Black. If they catch Black, that's huge. That's super important. So there's a chance. There's always a chance. I mean, it's unlikely and honestly, it's not gonna happen, but there's a chance. There's a dream. You gotta dream, man. You gotta dream. They gotta go for something. They just have to. They're wasting their time here. TP bottom. That's one, that's two. That's three. Ice Blast is flying. They know this is going on. It's gonna hit 3. Actually 4. Net is also on a cliff. Primo jumps in. Gets the dunk on nothing. Finger in the background. Takes down the Clockwork. Mushi chased away by Nando. And Roshan finishes off the Earthshaker. Ohio trapped out the Hex. But he gets the Shadow Gravefall. So he's gonna stay alive for a little while. Black coming in through the back. Takes down Fox. Nice ultimate. Gem on the ground. Ohio dropped down one. And Burden picks it up. Now Black is still here. He wants it. He gets the bash on Nando. But there just isn't enough he can do. And Roshan is low. Burden and Nando are going into the pit. And they want it. Storm is up at the cliff. Mushi is ready to fight. He jumps in and he gets the second Aegis. Mushi again with the big plays. They take down Burden. They take down Nando. Actually, Burden is still alive. But they take down Nando. Now they take down Burden. Now they... There we go. Thank you, Lena. Thank you. I needed that. Mushi with the second Aegis steal. You gotta be kidding me. That's crazy. But he gets it. And... Fnatic... Fnatic is just starting to take them apart. And I think this is kind of where you can see that Fnatic, they are just a more experienced team, right? Or maybe not even a more experienced team, because I know this lineup of players has not been playing as a team for too long. But just the players are more experienced as team players, right? And you can really tell, because they are working together, right? Like, Anti-Mage is pushing top, but it's not like in the meantime, Fnatic is, like, the rest of Fnatic is doing, like, some crazy Roshan attempt or something like that. No. Like, they know where their Anti-Mage is, they know where their Storm Spirit is, and they know when to go for plays and when to avoid fighting. And that's what they are doing. Well, it seems like XctN, even though they had a great early game, they were in a fantastic position, they just didn't know how to use that advantage and push for a victory. That's kind of unfortunate. And now... difference in net worth is pretty high, and experience is just huge. That's insane. Like, that's too much. Actually, oh, it just updated. Oh, man, this is looking out of hand. Anti-Mage almost has the basher. At this point, he can't even afford to buy it. Oh, Mushi jumps in, they get burned, and he just gets burned down immediately. Yeah, burn to your team, brother. I'm just kidding. And, well, Black, he has had enough of it. He is done farming. He doesn't want to have fun anymore. Down goes the bottom tier 2. Black picks up the Abyssal Blade. Other items, there's not really much. Like, DJ has the usual clockwork stuff. Storm. He didn't actually go for a Bloodstone at all. That's interesting. I'm not even sure how well the Orchid worked out, honestly, but I guess it got them some kills. It's good against Lion, of course. Right, and Earthshaker, I guess. Yeah, why not? I don't know. It's just odd that she would not get a Bloodstone at all. Lina working on the Aghanims. Nothing surprising there. Dazzler. Actually got a Solar Crest, that's nice, that's really good. Lion hasn't made much progression. Ancient Apparition hasn't made any. And yeah, we know about these two. And then of course the Earthshaker. It seems at this point Fnatic are just waiting for a moment where they can't finish. And I feel like that moment is actually like any moment from this point on. But they don't want to go too deep. Right? And it does make sense. Because let's say you are in this game. And you have been playing against this team that you haven't really heard that much of. And I mean, they were winning early on. Right? They were ahead. Are you gonna just say, okay, fuck it, let's just push? Or are you gonna play it safe, sit back, you know, make sure your anti-mage is 6 slotted, and then you go? I think most teams are gonna sit back and wait. And it's probably the reasonable thing to do, right? Man, that Lina is strong. That's actually a really big factor here, right? Having that strong support lineup is really valuable. Really, really valuable. And, well. Lina's just looking to finish up the Aghanims. Once she gets that... Oh, it's gonna be tricky. Because it's almost always gonna be used on the Gyrocopter. And Gyrocopter is gonna start the fight at half HP. It's just, I don't know, man. There's just only so much you can handle, right? I wonder what Black is going for next. Could be that heart. Could be a butterfly. BKB. Well, it is a BKB, as we just learned. That's fine. Alright. It's actually my next suggestion. A bit of a late game BKB. But late game BKB is actually incredible. Right? Like, late game BKB is just so good. Because... right now, he's gonna go into a fight and he's gonna have a 10-second duration on BKB. What in the living hell are you supposed to do against that? Right? Like, what's the play? Like, how do you beat that? You don't. You just don't. You just can't. Like, what can you do? You can't attack him. Well, you can attack him, I guess, but you can't use any spells on him for 10 seconds. It doesn't take him 10 seconds to kill your entire team. It doesn't take that long. Holy shit. What's the plan? What's the play? What's the button? Oh, this might be the button. They get Black. Can they finish him? Oh, they get the kill. TA cleans it up. And he doesn't have buyback. He just got that BKB. And look at this. XctN moving out in full force. They get Ohio. Mushi jumping in from the back. He wants to die and he gets him. He's falling low though. Primo goes in. Can he get him? No. No, no, no. But Burden gets a double kill. Takes down the Lina and the Dazzle. Only 2 alive for Fnatic. And this is the opportunity XctN needed. Anti-Mage is still dead for 70 seconds. This might be a barracks. We figured out the button. That is the button. Though sadly the creeps, they just aren't in range. They just aren't here yet. This is gonna take a while. And I like how they're casually stacking for the Anti-Mage. Yeah, but they won't be able to break high ground before Anti-Mage comes back. I don't think so. And they won't even go for it. Oh, that makes me sad. They should have at least taken a tier 2. You could have gotten the tier 1 afterwards anyway. Well, down goes the... down goes the tier 1. Oh, that's really disappointing that they got nothing else out of that. Tay building an item. I think she just bought like a demon edge, yeah. So, MKB or Daedalus? Maybe MKB just because of the Solar Crest? I don't know, we're gonna see about that. Could be both, honestly. Could also say for buyback. No, no. It's gonna be an MKB, that's fine. So that's just for the Solar Crest. I mean, that's honestly enough of a reason. I think that's fine. Butterfly coming out on the gyrocopter. So that last encounter was actually really big for them. Because it finally gave XctN some item progression, right? They got something new. They got some items that they can use to change the pace of the fight a little. And that's important. Though, oh man, I really wish AA had like a Hand of Midas or something. The poor little guy is just suffering so much. I mean, at this point, the Hand of Midas won't do anything. It's too late, I think. But I wish he had managed to get one earlier. Could build into that Aghanim's. Okay. Well, Gyrocopter pushing up the mid lane. Nah, we are back to the stale game again. Both teams are scared. Both teams don't want to fight. They're gonna sit back and play it cool. No, I don't know what's going on right now, honestly. It's a bit of a silly situation. It seems like both teams are afraid, right? Like Fnatic got really confident before that last encounter. And then they lost 3 heroes for basically no return. And that made them significantly less confident. Mushi's also trying to finish up that Shiva's guard, which would be important. Roshan is going to be back in 20. So that might be a big point, right? That might be something that Fnatic or XctN are looking for. But maybe Fnatic is just going to use this opportunity to push. They're just going to go in right now. Or maybe not. Maybe they're just falling back again. God damn it, do something, will ya? Entertain me! No, seriously, this is silly. Stop doing things, please. No? Okay. I suppose I should accept it. Well, Nando is just going in on Roshan by himself. The rocket flare's coming, and they spot it out. This is actually really bad. Both Burden and Nando are on their own. No team support. Those are the 2 main carries of your team. If those guys, let's say Clockwork gets a hookshot on that, it's just game over. How many buybacks are there available? Okay. So, all of the important ones, I would argue. Mushi got a Shiva's guard. He's really just skipping a Bloodstone. That's so weird. You never see that. Bloodstone is so good for that hero. Damn it, Mushi. What you doing? They got a Shiva now, which is also very good for that hero, but, you know. It's just not a Bloodstone, man. It's just not a Bloodstone. So one cool thing you can do with the Shiva's guard is you can activate it and then use your Ball Lightning. Or actually, you don't need to do it that way. You can Ball Lightning and then activate it. Oh my god, XctN, they run into them. They get a dunk on DJ, but the Shallow Grave keeps him alive. Anti-Mage coming in through the back. Primal still alive, barely, but Ancient Apparition gonna go down. Primal taken down by Mushi. They lose Gyrocopter. TA still alive, but only manages to get 1 kill. That's 4 dead. Only 1, actually 2 buybacks available. Oh, that's bad. That's gonna be an Aegis. And cheese. Oh, that's so bad. Storm takes the Aegis as expected. Yeah, I don't know, man. That smoke did not work out for XctN. And it seems like Fnatic, they are just gonna go for it now. Right? Right now is the time. Ice Blast? That's just gonna connect with black. Actually, no, hits Mushi as well, so that's nice. Down goes the tower. And they're just pushing. They're just pushing. Well, that's a dead range barracks. They want to save the buyback. Well, they sacrificed one ranged barracks for buyback on the gyro. I wonder if that's worth it. Well, XctN actually is back in full force, but look at this dip. There was a dream for a second there, but no, sadly not. But I want to believe, man. You almost had it. You almost had the comeback. Oh no, what's going on in me? Burden! No! Oh, Burden! Huh? You know, at least you're wearing the name proudly. Well, that's bad. Maybe. Anti-Mage, by the way, he now dropped the Vladimirs. Ohio picked that up for him. Instead, he's carrying an Assault Cuirass. Which is actually interesting. You don't see a lot of Assault Cuirass on Anti-Mage, but he maybe made that choice because there's already an MKB on the TA. And he, you know, doesn't want to go for a Butterfly as a result. Oh my god, they find Nando. Bash? No, no. BKB activated, he's just gonna man fight him. Black goes back again. He wants to finish up the barracks and he's gonna take it. Primo goes in on Mushi. Ah, but he has the hedges. Oh no. Down goes the AA again. Gyrocopter just doesn't want to buy back apparently. Oh, that's it. That's game. And they never ended up using that buyback. Well, that's gonna do it, I suppose. No GG so far. Buyback coming out from Nando. Gyrocopter. I guess if he dies now, he still has buyback, but is that really worth it? Like losing the game with that? I'm just saying. And yeah, he's gonna get blown up. Gonna buy back this time, I assume. No, he's actually fine. Buying back would be faster than what he's doing, but I guess this is okay. Honestly, it might have been better off just dying and buying back right there, because then he gets to come back in with full HP. And down goes the Ancient. Well, wasn't that a weird one? Wasn't that a weird one? Anyway, if you enjoyed it, please don't forget to leave a rating on the video. We'll definitely appreciate that. And hope to see all of you tomorrow.